this ls download, so it is like google analytical sv.com. So it is
Yes.
post requested, like, and there is also your the forum url encoded, so url has been encoded, that is like it is also suspicious thing.
Correct. Yeah, that's the correct answer. So, thing is that overall, the suspicious thing over here is that definitely one of the thing is it is an HTTP traffic. That's the first thing. It's not suspicious, but that's the information about this log. The few suspicious thing, as you mentioned, the first thing is definitely the domain. This domain doesn't make sense. This seems to be kind of a, let's say, DG generated domain, like something in similar pattern, little bit big, and something which is like maybe if we do domain, let's say the reputation and age check of this domain, maybe it would turn out to be malicious. So that's one thing. Another other thing is definitely, let's say, maybe the Google Analytics.com. Maybe the attacker is trying to, let's say, the Google Analytics SV1 might not be something related to google.com, Google website. Maybe it is something which attacker is trying to kind of, let's say, um, uh, spoof a domain which is looks similar to google.com. So we need to kind of figure out over here too, like, is it kind of a is it originally allocated to the google.com, but seeing the post, saying over here aaa.php, definitely it seems like maybe it is not something which is allocated to kind of google.com. So there are a lot of suspicious things over here, and luckily you have kind of figured out almost all of the suspicious traffic that is kind of that we as a cybersecurity professional should kind of look at. Okay, so that's one thing. Now let me go to the next one. Okay, in this figure, I think this is something I will kind of look at when I will kind of discussing the HTTP part. Okay, so let me just kind of go and figure out if I have certain other figures. Okay, now, so here, over here, the third figure that you are seeing over here, the third figure, this one, I have few questions to ask. Okay, so let me just quickly go to those questions. Let me see if you guys can kind of quickly answer those. So the first question I have, yeah, go on.
Can you please zoom the picture? It is not visible.
Okay. Let me just try that. Let's try that. So I hope like it's a bit viewable. Okay. Yeah. So one of the thing I wanted to ask is, over here is that uh, what is the, like, can from this figure, can you figure out what's the canonical name for mail.google.com over here?
Yes, it is google email dot l dot google dot com.
Yes, correct. So what we are seeing over here is that there has been a query for the CNAME for mail.google.com, and the response received was googlemail.l.google.com. So it's one of the CNAME. Okay. Now, can you tell me what is the IP? What IP address was kind of, let's say, by the PTR record? What was the IP address that was looked up?
That is 27.208.194.73.
The 27.208.194.173.
Okay, and there's one thing I wanted to know is that over here, let me just quickly see the question. PTR record. So the thing is that the PTR record, just figure out if that has been kind of showing up in the question. Okay, so thing is that it's not actually 27. 208. I think that's the one you gave the answer, right? 27.28. Okay. So over here, what's happening over here is that PTR query performed actually a reverse lookup of this IP address, which is in reverse way, actually 173.194.208.27. Okay, so this is the reverse. So the IP address is actually the reverse. You need to kind of read it in a reverse way, which is 173.194.208.27 over here. Okay, so that's one thing. But my main question over here is that what is the DNS server that was used to initiate to kind of find out that PTR record? What was the DNS server IP address? Yeah.
Sir, it is the Cloudflare IP address, that is 1.1.1.1.
Yes, correct. Yes. So correct. Almost all answers were correct. So thank you for that. So that's, I wanted to kind of quickly check, like, if you guys are able to kind of clearly understand the thing that we were discussing earlier. So that's a good thing. So now let me quickly go over here, and from this figure, can you figure out? Let me just quickly go to the question over here. And from this figure, can you figure out what might be the malicious entry from this figure? And what this traffics are about? Like, this has been a packet capture, and what can be one of the what do you say, the malicious entry over here?
So it is a DNS traffic, right?
You're gone.
So it is a DNS traffic, and there are so many things that seem like malicious. For example,
Can you one of them?
www.gstatic.com is there, apis.google.com, because APS I'm not familiar about what service is this. And there is also some ad service. And one more thing is like there is showing adservice.google.com and CNAME is page AD46
Yeah.
one
So
dot something.
okay. So as a hint, let's figure out that anything that is like whatever like what do you say? I am mostly worried about the destination IP address, not the one that was queried on response. Okay. So anything suspicious on the destination IP address? So anything suspicious here for the destination IP address?
So actually these are the DNS cities, and it is going to some private IP address that is
Yes.
inside.
Okay.
Sir, in this part, I have a doubt, sir. How the source and destination will be same? Like,
Yeah. So thing is that obviously when we kind of do a Wireshark packet capture, so definitely it will showcase like uh, that this is our source let's say our source IP address of our computer. Okay, and this is where, let's say, the DNS server that is we are trying to reach out to get answers to our query. Okay, so this is the IP address of the DNS server over here. So that is something easily we can kind of see that in the Wireshark that we have actually seen multiple times in past. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So what would be the suspicious thing over here? I wanted to know in the destination URL, destination IP address. What would be something like suspicious? So I will give like let's say 15 seconds. So it's actually kind of an what is a it is not something like, as I told, like it's not something like exactly suspicious,